President Yoweri Museveni Kaguta has now rescued me 2 times. President Yoweri Museveni Kaguta has now rescued me 2 times from the hands of my own brothers and sisters from Acholi land. My own brothers and sisters hailing from the same region, northern Uganda, Acholi sub-region. I repeat, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, President Yoweri Museveni Kaguta, has now rescued me. Honorable Boss Mikotim Pariemo, I have been rescued from the hands of my own brothers and sisters of Acholi land who are in the political arena. I have been rescued from their hands 2 times now by President Yoweri Museveni Kaguta. Why am I coming to tell you this? If I can remember, during my time when I was still in NUP, People Power. Remember, People Power in northern Uganda started with me as the sole coordinator for the entire Greater North. Northern Uganda as in Acholi sub-region, Laon sub-region, Karamojong, Teso, West Nile region were all under my supervision as the overall coordinator for the Greater North. Me and Bobby Wine, we met. We met face to face. It was only me from northern Uganda that Bobby Wine invited when he wanted to capture northern Uganda. And I believe Bobby Wine knew why he came specifically to Honorable Boss Mikotim Pariemo, his fellow musician, whom we had shared a lot in music together. Bobby Wine invited me. But by the time Bobby Wine was inviting me to come to Kampala and meet with him so that we can discuss development about People Power. It was then People Power. NUP, the name NUP came later. It changed from People Power to NUP. I was in Nairobi. I was sleeping in a grofa on River Road Street in Nairobi. That is when Bobby Wine invited me to officially join hands with him so that we can make the whole entire Uganda go People Power. I was very positive to Bobby Wine. Reason being, on my own, before Bobby Wine became a politician, I was already singing politics, discussing politics everywhere in this country, Uganda. Mark my words, before Bobby Wine sang politics, Boss Mick was already singing politics. This I can confirm to you, and my people of northern Uganda are all my witnesses. Our people of Uganda are my witnesses. I sang politics before Bobby Wine. You can remember those days during war the woes of northern Uganda. Bobi Wine was still a businessman in music. He was singing for strictly money. But Boss Miko team was already advocating for peace. Boss Miko team was already sensitizing the people of northern Uganda, more especially Acholi sub-region, not to sell their land. I sensitize people against the sale of land that could lead us to a very deadly end by either becoming slaves in our own land. Before Bobi Wine could think of sensitizing Ugandans, Boss Miko had already done it. Before Bobi Wine could think of becoming a politician, Boss Miko was already one politician who was a musician at the same time. So I think it is because of these facts, because of this background, that's why Bobi Wine had to invite me to join him, since he had already come with the idea of people power taking over power in Uganda. I invited Bobi Wine to come to Nairobi, where I was, on phone. I said, I am far from home. I am in Nairobi, chasing for a visa, because I wanted to go to Canada by then. Politicians of Uganda had already started denying me even access to get visa. Our brothers and sisters in Canada can bear me witness that I was already being denied access to visa, access to flying abroad, just because of my advocacy in politics that I did for the benefit of my people, not to lose their land, and my people should have peace once again. I am the very singer, the first Ugandan singer to be invited by rebel leader Joseph Kony and his second in command, Oti Vincent. When I was in my house in Kampala, Mutungo Bena, I was with the likes of BSG Labongo, I was with the likes of Jafire, I was with the likes of Wrong Government, singer Wrong Government from Kitgum, I was with the likes of Eleman Commando, I was with the Nile Republic music crew members when Joseph Kony, the rebel leader, invited me to go and attend peace talks, first of all in Garamba, and then later in Juba. You can now get me very well from this background that I was first in the political arena before Bobi Wine joined politics. Both in music and real politics. Bobi Wine came later, when I'd already sung lots of songs, political songs, when I'd already done lots of sensitization, lots of advocacy. But it's only that our people of Uganda forget so fast. When somebody has got a bigger support than you, he tends to own the struggle. The struggle that many of you now think it is Bobi Wine's struggle, it was Boss Miko's struggle. And it is from this point of view, that's why Bobi Wine came to look for specifically Boss Miko from northern Uganda. And then later, when I was already people power, when I already accepted to work with Bobi Wine, I decided to recruit students from various universities. It was me, my initiative, not even Bobi Wine. Bobi Wine did not even inject 1,000 shillings to facilitate our organization of people power, our mobilization in the entire Greater North, Bobi Wine, I can confess, and he can bear me witness. He is my witness himself. People power Kampala did not contribute even 1,000 shillings towards the struggle in northern Uganda. It was purely me. When I sang a referendum song for South Sudan liberation, the SPLA government paid me in dollars. I came with the money in Uganda. I am one person who has been fighting for peace, not only in Uganda. I fought for peace in the entire East Africa. I'm not a young singer. I'm not a simple man, musically and politically. I started way back. But it's only because my people of northern Uganda did not rally support behind me. I could have been the biggest politician of all time if I was supported. They did not embrace my thinking, my ideas. And that's why when Bobi Wine came with a lot of support from Buganda, he decided to own our own struggle. And it is really very bad for an individual to think that because he has got all the support financially and morally, he should now own a struggle. This is something that demoralizes a lot. It discourages some of us. But I want to tell you this. I struggled single-handedly. The money that I'd made in South Sudan was helping me doing a lot of things in music. Part of the money, I also use it in the mobilization for people power. And on top of that, money that I've been collecting from my fans of northern Uganda in the musical arena. They could call me for weddings. I could go for musical concerts. I did a lot of activities that could earn me some income. And all the money I injected into this struggle of ours, me and Bobi Wine. If you remember very well, when Bobi Wine wanted to go and attend the burial of the late Ruot William Lugai of Pajule in Pade, by that time Bobi Wine was already scheming any platform that could maintain him until election time. It was still me who organized. It is not Gilbert Olanya. That opportunist did not even contribute. It was not Gilbert Olanya. It was not any opposition of northern Uganda who introduced Bobi Wine in Gulu and northern Uganda. It was purely Bosmic and team of actually students at Gulu University, actually students at Makerere, actually students at Ndeje University, actually students at Mukono Christian University. I am a very good mobilizer. And that's why Mr. President Yoweri Museveni Kaguta later entrusted me with the office of Chief Mobilizer for NRM, Greater North. Because of those background, the president called me. But ladies and gentlemen, after I rallied all these youth from all these various universities of Uganda, I can remember I brought a strike machine from Makerere University. Strike machine was the biggest engine behind our success as people power youth of northern Uganda. He was a great planner. Together with the Olanya Lengetoni, he now calls himself Engineer Olanya Lengetoni. He is such a great mobilizer. Me, I'm not jealous. Me, I give credit where it's due. Ola Nyaulenge is a very intelligent youth. He is supposed to be a very great leader. But only that, his characters will deny him. Ola Nyaulenge is a betrayer. He is not straight. And that's why Ola Nyaulenge will never make it big in leadership. Because today, I am in NRM and I am being blamed by so many people that Bosmik got money from Museveni. That's why he ran and crossed to NRM. Bosmik got money. That is not true. It was General Ola Nyaulenge Tony of People Power whom I recruited, him and Komakech of DP, the other boy of Mau. Komakech of DP. I was very strategic in my recruitment. I could pick from all these various parties and all these big universities of Uganda. I was up to the church. I was picking the youth. I'm a good mobilizer, a great one. You cannot try me in mobilization. Ladies and gentlemen, I am not in NRM by mistake. It is because of my track records. That's why the president said, bring me this boy. I can still remember the first person who came to me and said, Mr. Bosmik, His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, wants you to join NRM officially. He said, your life is at a risk, great risk in People Power. You should join the ruling system so that this your career, both in music and politics, can go far. I didn't listen to the first person who came for me because I was purely for People Power. Until when I got betrayed by Ola Nyaulenge and team. Ladies and gentlemen, you can remember that when I was starting my conversation with you, I made a statement that President Yoweri Museveni Kagota has now saved me, has now saved my life 2 times. President Yoweri Museveni Kagota has now rescued my life 2 times from the hands of my own sisters and daughters of Acholi sub-region, of Acholi land. As in how? When I was a great mobilizer, even when I was doing it with my own money, not with the money of People Power Kampala. People Power Northern Uganda was even stronger than People Power Kampala in terms of mobilization because of Bosmik team. We used our own money. We had our own avenues of getting money. We also want to thank people from abroad who were also now, after seeing our organization being very, very serious, we were being very organized. Our people, brothers and sisters in the diaspora started funding us. And so many people thought it was Bobi Wine. Bobi Wine is such a greedy man. Bobi Wine is completely mkonongamu. Mkonongamu kabisa kabisa. Gamu kabisa. Huyu jama. Bobi Wine is a greedy man. He cannot share with you anything he has. Yet we were sacrificing our own revenues that we were getting from all these small avenues to make sure these People Power ends up being the biggest political party in Uganda. But we were never supported by Kampala office. The only money that I can still remember, Museveni is a great man. Museveni is a great man. Museveni is not greedy. Maybe this is why everybody, even if you disagree with Museveni, he still forgives you and he still welcomes you in the party and he still supports you, supports your family. Most of these jobs that we have, today you hear I am presidential advisor on wealth creation. Who has put me in that office? It is President Yoweri Museveni Kagota. Today you hear the commander special forces is somebody. It's because Museveni thought of such a person on merit to be where he is. Today you hear General Charles Otemawany is the commander of the reserve forces who is based in Gulu. It is because Museveni has put him there Today you hear all these actually great personalities are in their position because President Yoweri Museveni has decided to make them, to put them in the positions they are in. But now you come to people power from where I was betrayed completely. My own people of Acholi land. This one I don't blame Bobby Wine. I can only blame Bobby Wine about how he treated me and my team. Remember the mobilization we did for people power in northern Uganda. Such a great mobilization. When we got problem, when we were tortured, we were beaten properly by the security men of Gulu. And these security men, the police and the army were working together to make sure Boss Miku team is not only arrested, but killed. Because to them, the politicians of northern Uganda from Acholi land, they thought the margins of Boss Miku team was going to disorganize them financially. It was going to disorganize their position in government. It was going to disorganize their families. So the best thing to do, they thought the only solution was to kill Boss Miku and then arrest all these other youth around Boss Miku and jail them. But their target was to kill Boss Miku. This is why I'm now telling you, President Museveni has now rescued me 2 times. When we got beaten properly, I got properly beaten from Gulu main market during our rally. We were doing it. All the banners showing Bobby Wine and me, showing Bobby Wine and the youth of Uganda, showing everything. It was me. The music, the public address system, the vehicles that were parading Gulu town for all these rallies. All the organization was purely me. My money, my energy, my strength, my brain, everything me. All I got from Bobby Wine all that while was, yeah, brother, this is great, brother. We have to rescue our people from the hands of the dictator. Yes, my brother, this is great work. That was all. When I got beaten, remember when Bobby Wine got properly beaten in Arua? Bobby Wine was taken to America for treatment, proper treatment. They were trying to find out if he was poisoned. They were doing all checkups, proper, thoroughly treatment in America. We, the foot soldiers, were here. We were praying for him to get well soon so that we can resume. We were parading all streets. All these policemen and the army were even tired chasing after us. We were so determined, we were very loyal, until when I got beaten properly. Blood everywhere, all over my body. And then when I escaped, border men of Gulu escaped with me. When I escaped, I was too much injured. And the likes of Olenge, the strike machine, and all these university students gathered elsewhere outside Gulu town. That's where they took me. We went towards Alogolum. And from there we changed locations like that. We were treating myself and looking for more treatment until we came to Kampala to seek for better treatment from the office of our president of people power. This is where I got, we, not me, me and team, this is where we got the mother of humiliation. With all the team that I brought, the team of mobilization, bringing them from Gulu to Kampala was me purely, financing all the movement, financing, feeding, accommodation, everything. And even trying to treat my own self. We came with the expectation that when we are in Kampala, when we can go to Magere and we get support from our president, so that I can, if they cannot take me abroad, they should take me here at a neighboring country. We propose Kenya. I should go to Kenya and get good treatment, better treatment for me, because I was too weak. I lost a lot of blood. I was with too much wounds on my head. To our disappointment, we stayed in Kampala for 1 week in hotel rooms, feeding, accommodation, and everything on me. And then by the time, because I was staying in Kampala was because when I got beaten and I was supposed to be brought to Kampala for treatment, Bobi Wine told us that he could not wait for me to come to Kampala because he was flying to America and he cannot miss his flight. He must go. And then our boys, our youth pleaded with him, Mr. President, our chief mobilizer is wounded badly, is injured. He may die. He lost a lot of blood. He is weak. Why don't you postpone the trip? You first attend to him, because the entire northern Uganda is in his hands. Attend to him. We should not let him die. Bobi Wine said, I cannot miss my flight. You people come to Kampala. I will instruct. You will be taken care of. He went to America. We stayed in Kampala for 8 to 9 days without any support from People Power, without any even encouragement from the office of People Power. Until when we heard that Bobi Wine is back, that is when we paraded ourselves to Magere on border now, because there was no money now for us, because I used to hire vehicles and the rest of it for my boys. We went a team, Ulanya Lenge, Tony, Strike Machine, Koma Cage, Utim, me, and others. We went to Magere. To our disappointment, Bobi Wine instructed Louis to give us support. But on phone, Bobi Wine had told Louis to give us 500,000 Uganda shillings. The whole group. Remember, Boss Mikotim was supposed to be taken to Kenya for treatment as a suggestion made by the group on seeing my condition. Now you can now see. Reaching Kamocha, Louis gave us envelope that had 500,000. Reaching Namongo, the whole group of my youth whom I brought from northern Uganda, they thought that money was 5 million in the envelope. But when we got the money, was 500,000. That is from where everybody broke down and people started regretting all the strength that we put, all the energy, the brain that we put mobilizing for People Power. If they cannot even help our dear lives. This is how everything started. So people who are now saying Bosmic got bought by President Museveni, Bosmic was bought, was given money. These are propagandists who were looking for position in People Power. For them, they thought Bosmic being top there, they thought Bobi Wine was supplying Bosmic with a lot of fundings. It was until when I now openly told them that Bobi Wine has never even injected 1,000. Everything I was doing on my own. That is when people now felt very sorry. But after the group had already left me alone. Because people thought Bobi Wine was giving us money. But it was until I clarified to them that I'm sorry for you, my youth. I never wanted to tell you this secret. Everything was on me. Everything I did for you was purely from my pocket. Me, I was only hoping that all that I was doing, Bobi Wine would consider me in future. Also put me in some position. But in vain. So let us not forget. Remember, this is a struggle. Let us continue. My boys said, no, boss, we are being neglected, we are not being considered, we are going to die like this. No, we better quit. It was Olanyolenge General Tony who came with idea that Boss Miko team cannot die as we see. It was Olenge. Olenge, we started looking for people to help us so that I can get treatment. It was after Bobby Wine disappointed us. That is when we now started looking for plan B. Olanyolenge now, I told Olanyolenge, the only person who can help us connect us, it is this guy called Captain Obore. He has been my good friend, me and Ever Young Ajulu in Kampala. It is Captain. So maybe Captain Obore can look for some, some money through his friends, and I get treatment because my head was rotting already. So we needed money so fast. We called Captain Obore and General Olenge Tony. I gave him to Captain Obore. They started doing every paperwork, looking for money for Boss Mic's treatment. At the end of the day, they could even, these people carried me from Namongo to Bugolobi with my wounds. They could carry me in the vehicle. They go and take pictures of my wounds to take to the big people until when we got sympathy from the office of the president that it is the UPDF and police who beat this boy. This boy is a good mobilizer. This was Tony Olanyolenge. He said, Mr. President, if we could rescue this guy not to die, we rescue his life, this guy can be a good mobilizer for the party NRM. Him and Obore started writing letters. They said, you put it in writing. They put everything in writing, and they only came to me to sign so that I can get treatment, so that I can get access to medication, so that I can get better. I signed for my life. I was badly off. And then immediately after I signed, there was even no money given to me. Remember, NRM gave me money after so many months from that period. After so many months, almost a year, that's when they now brought me and started, after I'd already gotten treatment from friends from abroad. Immediately, I didn't know that Olanyolenge was looking only for my signature. Olanyolenge, in mind, he was doing all these things, pretending to me that he's looking for way of treating me. Kumbe Olanyolenge was looking only for my signature to be on that letter so that he can go with it to Bobby Wine, so that he becomes the coordinator general for People Power in Northern Uganda. So he tricked Obore. Obore, write this, write. He was instructing Obore, let us write this. Boss Mic is a big guy. The government knows him. After everything, he said, put your signature here. A sick person, as in Boss Mic, wanted treatment. Once I signed like this, Olanyolenge ran with the documents direct to the office of Noob. That you see, this guy has already defected to NRM. So he can no longer be coordinator, People Power. And that is how Olanyolenge was given position. And later, Olanya used the position later to steal money. He stole around, is it 8 million or 11 million? From something 8 million plus. He stole money from People Power, pretending to be coordinator. Now, Boss Mic must be kicked out. And that is how Olanyolenge ran so fast on social media. And then he connived with a certain blogger, and they started now insulting Boss Mic. I was still even not feeling well. Everywhere, Boss Mic has sold us, Boss Mic has betrayed People Power. Yet it was Olanyolenge who made everything, wrote everything, and told me, sign here. We want you to get well. This is how the thing started. So, the people who ordered for my killing were my own sisters and brothers from Acholi land. That is when I was in People Power. They never wanted me to be in People Power. They said I was going to disturb them. I'm going to spoil education of their children. I'm going to disorganize their families. I'm going to disorganize their income because the government would not pay them if the people power takes over. So these are the excuses that they came with so that they can kill me. They ordered for my killing. And I only got lucky when Boda and women of the market saved my life. So President Museveni was the one who now instructed our NRM people of northern Uganda to bring me to him so that nobody can kill me. They took me to President Museveni, and Museveni told me, my son, if you can work with the government, nobody will tamper with your life. You are only safe when you are in the hands of the government, which is NRM government. The rest, the opposition will just use you and dump you. If they see that you are trying now to go against them, they will even kill you. And I do agree with him. I was almost killed by my own people. That was the first time he rescued me after the incident. Now, the second time is now. During elections, when I was assigned, first of all, NRM in Acholi sub-region, our brothers and sisters, they wanted so much that Bosmik should work for the government, should work for NRM so that they can get the votes that they want. And I did maximum, I did thoroughly mobilization. I did one of the best mobilization of all time that none of them has ever done. As young as I am, I challenged them. I did the best mobilization for NRM for the first time. You know, Acholi, you know the history of how NRM could fail to get votes. Acholi, in some polling stations, if I can still remember, during those days when I was not yet in NRM, I could remember there was a polling station in Kitgum where they even said the president got one vote. And the Techwa somewhere in Ayul, that Museveni got one vote. Other areas that NRM got very few votes. But during my time, when I joined NRM, the president can bear me witness. The votes that NRM got in the previous elections, 2021, nobody can beat my record. I can dare them. If they want to disagree with me, I dare them. Let them go and do the mobilization when I'm not there. And I see if they get those votes. The people of Acholi know who I am to the Acholi people. Because before I joined the system, I was a darling to the entire northern region. Lugwara land, Madi, Karamojong, Teso, Lao, Aluru land, everywhere, Kakwa, Aringa, everywhere, Bosmiko team. From my music, I was singing, I sang my lung out, singing for my people to be better. I sensitize, I advocate, I am a human rights activist. I'm a peacemaker. I am everything. And that's why nobody can remove me from the minds and the hearts of my own people of northern Uganda. Today I am in NRM. I got rescued for the second time when I crossed from Nairobi, Kenya to Uganda. And who are the people who chased me from Uganda? Immediately after I had already won the parliamentary seat to go and represent my people of Chua West constituency in Kitgum. I am the one who won. I defeated my opponent by far. I don't call him enemy. He is only my rival. He is only my opponent, not enemy. I defeated my rival by far. It was a landslide. The margin was too big until when they decided to use the army. They used the army against me and they hijacked my victory. I thank God I want to congratulate Richard Todwong for being honest. It is coming from my mouth for the first time. I want to congratulate Richard Todwong for being honest in front of the president. When I was invited to come back from Nairobi, and I came, and President Yoweri Museveni received me at State House Entebbe. Todwong was there. Albert Turupere, Coordinator General for KDP, Albert Turupere was there. My personal assistant, Hilary Uchi, was there. Jimmy Okwera, who was formerly escort to the former Vice President Wandira Kaziwe. Jimmy Okwera was there present, and so many dignitaries, members of ONC, members from office of the National Chairman were there at State House. Members of NRM Secretariat, people who work with the Richard Todwong, were there at State House. All these can confess to you, all these people. They were there. These are my witnesses. The president is my witness, President Yoweri Museveni Kaguta. When President Yoweri Museveni Kaguta told me, my uncle and the team, he said a group of politicians from Acholi sub-region went to State House and reported that Boss Migutim is a rebel. If the government can look for him, we must look for him either to kill or to arrest and let him rot in jail. And the intention was Boss Mig should be arrested and brought back here and jailed for 30 years in Luzira. And that's why one of these days you are hearing the other mad woman, Winnie Okidi. Winnie Okidi is shouting, Boss Mig, Winnie Okidi is communicating the information that is being given to her by the top politicians from Acholi. And to me, the likes of Winnie Okidi and people around, Winnie Okidi, Alturu, that young man, that idiot, Alturu, Winnie Okidi, and the group. These are people who are being misled by Mego Jennifer Ariem, who is a rebel leader. Jennifer Ariem has got a group of rebels. I have all the documents. I came home, I kept quiet. I wanted to forgive them and just keep quiet. They started provoking me, insulting me, until I told her live that I have your documents for your rebel, that you wanted me, Ariem wanted me to be part of the rebel so that I can be as a spokesperson for the rebel group. I said, no, my children are dying with hunger. My children are starving in Uganda. You people are not supporting my children. They are starving. You have no money. You have no avenue. You have no income. I cannot leave my children to starve in Uganda. The president has called me to go back and take care of my children. Besides, I was not in the bush as these political leaders of Acholi were claiming. I was not in the bush. I was just in Nairobi trying to survive from them. Even the people who were chasing me up to Nairobi are my own people. They chased me up to South Sudan. And now they started claiming, oh, Boss Mig now has carried the gun. Boss Mig now is in combat. Boss Mig now is making statements against the government. Now, what could I do? When I reached South Sudan and these people were chasing me, they were chasing me with the guns in their hands. So I ran to my brothers of South Sudan. I went to them and said, you people, you help me. These people, they are going to kill me. And now when these people who were chasing me, they saw the gun also that my brothers gave me. This is how they stopped now chasing me. When they saw me now with the gun, now they say, oh, this man is now dangerous. Because when somebody is chasing after you, wants to kill you, and you are just running and crying, somebody is keeping an eye on you forever. But by the time now they saw that, oh, that man has also held a gun in his hand. He said, don't follow that man anyhow. That man is dangerous. He can kill you. Now they came, they went to State House. This one is a rebel. He has to be arrested and killed. Yet I was running from you. Running for my life. After winning election, you robbed my victory. After robbing my victory, you don't want me now to meet head of state because you know I am going to disclose secrets on how you people hijacked money for mobilization. Because I was only made ceremonial. Chief mobilizer, ceremonial. No liquid cash in my hands. I was just there, ceremonial. No cash in my hands, no cash in my office. You took all the money for mobilization, 1.5 billion, you took it. And then later, when it was even approaching towards the end of campaign, another 1.5 billion, you took it. Now you are calling me to go and pick t-shirts and give to people. When you people are collecting 1.5 billion, money that should have been helping me in mobilization. You take the money in billions as you call me to pick t-shirts to go and give the people. I'm not a fool. I rejected everything. The army generals were calling me, army generals of the UPDF. Hey, my son, you come and pick this t-shirt. We have like 3 sacks. When you have already collected 1.5 billion, me, I should carry t-shirts and take to the people. Am I your fool? I'm also very intelligent. So I said, now that you like money too much, let me do. I did mobilization with the help of my people abroad, my people in the diaspora. I told them, President Museveni assigned me this work. He gave me this role as mobilizer. If I fail, now these people have taken all the money for mobilization. They have denied me the money. Now, if I fail to mobilize, tomorrow they will report me to the president that with all the finance given, I failed I disorganized the party, I failed the party. So I said, no, let me struggle. So I started calling my people abroad and said, send, even if it is only $100, even if it is $200, send, rescue my life. If I fail to do this assignment, I will go to jail. Because the president might think that I've eaten money, as in billions, and I've not done mobilization. So they were sympathetic with me. They sent money. Small money though, but I managed mobilization so well. And NRM scored highly. We won entirely in northern Uganda. It is only me who lost to people who just grabbed my victory. So I thank Right Honorable Richard Todwong for confessing in front of the president. He confessed. He said, because when President Museveni asked that what happened to Bosmic's victory, we realized that he won the election by far, but he was robbed of his victory. Todwong confessed. He said, yes, Bosmic won the election by far, as you have said. With a big margin, he won. But now we were so surprised when a different person was announced winner. His opponent was announced winner. And then President Museveni said, how? And then every conversation stopped there. So the people of Uganda, I want to tell you, President Yoweri Museveni Kaguta has rescued me from the hands of my own people who have always intended to kill me 2 times now. And that's why I will always stay around President Yoweri Museveni. I will always work with the government until another government comes in. I still work with even the incoming government. For me now, no more working for opposition. Me, I'm for the government. Paka last.